We have all been there. You know you should detach, you know you should stop overthinking, but yet here you are, still consumed by your obsessive thoughts. You just can't help yourself. You find yourself replaying every single little detail. You're on the internet searching for answers and trying to figure it all out and what everything means. So in this video, I am going to explain to you why you're so attached, why you feel so stuck, and why it feels impossible to let go. And I am going to share my secret strategies that helped me detach and become truly unbothered, even in the most difficult situations. So keep on watching if you want to learn how to master the art of detachment and finally take back control of your life. The first reason why we can't detach is because of scarcity mindset. When you are fixated on something or someone, it feels like if it doesn't happen, then it's going to be the end of the world and you cannot imagine being okay not having it. And this happens because you're tying so much of your happiness and your worth to that one thing. But do you know why you're doing that? Well, let me ask you a question, and I genuinely want you to answer this. Are you currently attached to there being toilet paper at your supermarket right now? You probably said no, right? And that is because you know that there is an abundance of toilet paper. You know that there's going to be a whole aisle just filled with different brands of toilet paper. But if you cast your mind back to COVID, people were going absolutely frantic over toilet paper. They were scrambling to the supermarket just to stock up on it, taking multiple trips to different supermarkets just to look for toilet paper. Why? Because there was a perceived shortage of it. And this reveals a lot about human psychology, and it's called the scarcity principle. The idea that the scarcer the resource, the more value we assign to it and the more that we want it. So now let's apply this to you and your current situation. So if you believe that love, money, or opportunities are in short supply, then you are going to cling to it like your life depends on it, thinking that every opportunity you get is potentially going to be the last one. And if you believe that that person that you had a connection with is going to be the only person that's going to love you or find you attractive, or that that job is going to be the only opportunity that's going to come around for a long time, then of course you're going to be desperate. Of course you're going to feel needy and obsessive. So what you need to do is to stop with the scarcity mindset. Money is not scarce. Do you know how many trillions of dollars are currently in circulation in the world right now? There's literally hundreds of trillions. That is more money than the mind can even conceive of. And you know that money is everywhere because people are using it to transact with every single day. And so it's not a scarce resource. It's the same thing with love. Love is everywhere. Average Joe from down the road has a healthy and happy relationship. So why not you? There are plenty of people out there that have your dream career. And so why not you? Stop thinking like if you didn't get this one thing, then the ship has sailed forever and now you're stuck on a desert island with no resources. There is always more, there is always tomorrow. And once you truly internalize that, you will realize that whatever just happened to you is okay. And you can take a moment to just breathe and relax. Another reason why we cling is because we don't have faith. You don't trust that things are going to work out for you. You don't believe that you will be okay no matter what happens. But honestly, why would you even think that? Have a look around you right now. Everything is fine in this moment, isn't it? You're watching this video, hopefully you're enjoying this video, and you're not being mauled to death by a tiger. You're okay, everything is good, and you've already made it this far in life. So I want you to think back to a really difficult or challenging situation or time that you've had in your life, a time that you were genuinely really worried and anxious. You didn't know if you were going to get through it or if things were going to work out for you. And just think back to how you felt back then and the lack of faith that you had. And now recognize that you managed to get through it somehow because you're here. So just have faith that whatever you're currently going through right now, no matter how difficult, you're going to get through this too. You have overcome every other thing in your life, and this is going to be no different. And trust that you will overcome this situation too. The third reason why we find it hard to detach is because your ego is overactive. The ego cannot handle not being in control of the outcome. And it gets really frustrated when life doesn't go according to how it wanted it to go. The ego is what makes you overthink and tries to obsess over the outcome. So, what is the solution? How do we calm the ego? Well, instead of being anxious, turn that anxiety into excitement. You've got to treat your life like you're watching a movie. So, when you're watching a movie at the movie theater, are you sitting there anxious because you don't have control over what's going to happen in the movie? No, of course not, right? You sit back, you're relaxed, and you're just excited to see how it's going to unfold. You're enjoying watching the movie, even when there's tense moments, moments where you're sat on the edge of your seat. But that's what makes the movie exciting and interesting. You're okay with not knowing what's going to happen next. So treat your life like you're watching a movie. Just see what happens and allow yourself to be surprised by whatever unfolds. Because let's be real, we all know that the plot twist in the movie is the best part. And it's the same thing with life. What makes life interesting and fun is that it's an adventure. And when we see it like that, we can relax and just enjoy the ride and not take it so seriously. Trying your best is one of the best ways to release attachment, because when you know that you've done your part, then you know that it's now out of your hands and there's nothing more that you can do. There's a certain sense of peace that comes with trying your best and giving it your all in life. Because once you've done your best, then you can just let go and trust that whatever is meant to be will be, and you won't have any regrets. Trying your best is the secret to living a peaceful life, and it's also the easiest way to release attachment. A huge reason that we struggle with detachment is low self-worth. You have tied your sense of self-worth to external factors because you currently live in the illusion that that is where your peace is. That's where your happiness is. That's where your fulfillment is. But isn't it kind of funny that you still fall for this illusion? Because you have fallen for it so many times before. You have wanted things in life before and you have gotten it many times before. And yet here you are again, anxious, nervous, depressed, because you think that if you just get this next thing, then you'll feel better. You need to wake up. You need to realize that this is a trap that will never end. It will never end until you see what is happening and you break out of the matrix. Your happiness is not going to be found in anything external. It is not going to be quenched with any external circumstance. And if you do not realize this, you will keep searching and searching and looping, only to end up disappointed and coming back to this very same feeling. Because the truth is that everything that you have been looking for is inside of you. You are the light that you seek. You are the love that you seek. You are the abundance that you seek. That person is not going to fix it. They are not the answer to your suffering. You are. Don't let other people or external situations determine how you feel about yourself. When you do, your emotions become tied to their actions. And it's like riding an emotional roller coaster. You know, if they show you love, then you feel wonderful. But then if they pull away or they ignore you, then your whole day is ruined. And that is not stability, that is dependency. And it's time to break the habit of chasing validation from the outside and start turning inward. So the next time that craving for reassurance or validation arises, don't try to satisfy it the same way that you always have. I want you to sit with the craving, sit with the discomfort. Think of it like this. If someone has a drug addiction, the antidote to get rid of the drug craving isn't to keep taking the drug, it's to face the craving and let it pass, get it out of your system. And that is why monks use meditation. It is a practice that has been passed down for thousands of years because it actually works. And monks know that when you truly connect with yourself, you discover the truth of who you are. You realize that you're already whole, you're already complete. And monks can experience a state of deep peace and bliss just from sitting in meditation. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go and become a monk or become an expert meditator. What I am saying is that the first step to feeling better, to truly knowing love, is to stop seeking it outside of yourself. It begins with turning inward. Start meditating, because meditation quiets the noise and it grounds you. You become less reactive and you start to feel more at peace with yourself and with all of life, regardless of what is happening around you. I really hope this video helped you. I know that detachment is a topic that we all struggle with immensely, and you are not alone. I still struggle with it, and it just comes with the territory of being human. So just be gentle with yourself. Don't beat yourself up if you find yourself obsessing or being upset over circumstances not going your way. It still happens to me a lot of the time, but if you gradually shift your mindset by applying the tips that I shared in this video, it will get much easier to detach, and you will begin to start living in that state of flow and trust that whatever is meant for you will come without needing to chase or control it. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe to join the We Love family, and I will see you in my next video.